Our jaws were on the floor when we heard this.
On the floor. I can't believe Microsoft is giving money away.
Matt, how are you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Good, Matt. We're post Microsoft Ignite. A whole bunch of announcements came out this last week, yet there was one that left both you and I stunned.
Yes.
Our jaws were on the floor when we heard this.
On the floor. I can't believe Microsoft is giving money away.
Well, let's scale it back a little bit. That's a good tease, though. So, Matt, the announcement we're talking about is that SharePoint Advanced Management is now included as part of Microsoft 365 Copilot.
Yes, that's correct.
That's very, very big. So, let's start with this. Matt, we call it SAM, SharePoint Advanced Management. What is SAM?
So what SAM is, it's SharePoint's new governance and advanced, because it's advanced management, advanced governance system that allows you to run several very important reports based upon sharing and lifecycle management, that kind of thing. It also allows you to implement policies around lifecycle management, as well as to reduce oversharing and other kind of governance issues.
So we have been talking about SAM, we being Sparkhound, SAM and Copilot for M365 being coexistent and the importance of that for so long. Aside from this announcement, Matt, even before this, why is that important? Why is it important to have those two together?
Yeah, what the big problem that you have when you release Copilot into your environment is sharing, is oversharing. You run into situations where a folder or a library or something like that has been shared with everyone in the company, and a lot of times this is inadvertent. People do that because it's normally the first option that they get, so they say share this, and they just want to get a link out and share it to somebody. In the past, we have been doing security by obfuscation, right? You didn't have the link or you didn't know about that, so you didn't ever go to it. Well, Copilot, with all of its tendrils now and the way that it uses the index, it finds these things and it's able to uncover it. So what SAM allows us to do, first of all, is able to uncover those potentially hazardous links. And then after that, you can lock down certain sites so that you don't have to just turn off Copilot for a certain group of users or a certain group of sites. You can restrict that to just the people within that site so that if you have access, you can still share, you can do all that stuff inside that site. It just doesn't go beyond the security group that's associated with that particular SharePoint site. That allows you to do Copilot, it allows you to share, allows you to do all that good stuff, and keep up doing your work as normal.
And you have some experience in this yourself, right? Can you talk a little bit about your experience and where SAM helped Sparkhound a little bit?
Yeah. So just to peel back the curtain here of Sparkhound. Sparkhound's a company just like any other, and we have people that share things. I had a problem with my W-2, and I was using my new Copilot from Microsoft 365 capabilities to look up all of the messages in Teams and everything else that I had based upon my W-2 issue. Well, it returned a document to me, and it was my W-2. I said, "Oh, this is great." But as I looked into this, it was actually a shared folder that had everybody in the company's W-2 in it. It was very innocently shared so that someone could come in there and take a look, someone who had access. But the way that it was shared exposed it to anybody who now has Copilot to be able to find this. So we were able to lock that down very quickly. But those kind of things are out there in your environment. I guarantee it. And Copilot will uncover them with the right prompts. So it's a good idea to use SAM to go ahead and lock these sites down, find out where you might be exposed. And it's a very quick and easy process to do.
That issue, I have heard through the grapevine, is you found out that I made $1 more than you did, and so you had to have that.
And they said you are that much more valuable than me,
Yes.
so that's why you make the big
Of
buck.
course. Now, So we hear those scenarios a lot from our customers, right? They
Yeah.
turn on Copilot for 365 and they go, eek, I wasn't sure that this was going to be shared, okay?
Yeah.
Now, the question that gets brought to us a lot too is they've heard of Purview. They've heard of Microsoft Purview and of ways that other Microsoft solutions might be able to help with this. Can you talk a little bit about where SAM and Purview coexist and kind of the difference between the two when it comes to, looking at Copilot for 365, other LLMs that we may be trying to bring into our environment, and how we want to leverage these tools to lock these things down?
Yeah, as my friend John Lewis says, Sam is very tactical. Sam, I need to lock stuff down. I need to make sure I take care of things right away. Whereas Purview is more strategic in scope. So where Sam allows you to what we call rack, we use policies to lock down particular sites. Purview is then used to make sure that you don't have anything escaping your network. So DLP policies, for example, or maybe you have some sharing that's going on and you don't want people to open those things up or to copy out of those. So with Purview, then you can use to extend your sharing capabilities to using sensitivity labels and other things, so that you don't allow people to download things they shouldn't download. You don't allow people to copy or even to have access to files that you have maybe shared out.
Gotcha. So let's not bury the lead here, though. SAM is now a part of Copilot for M365, and that is enormous because of the elephant in the room. This was a costly endeavor before. Not only is Copilot for M365, everyone knows that is a premium price SKU these days from Microsoft. SharePoint Advanced Management was a separate SKU before. It cost $3 per user, and there were tenant-wide requirements to where everyone had to be licensed for that. So, you, the public, do the math. This was costly, and Matt, it caused a little bit of consternation with our customers, just in saying, like, this is tough to manage, right? So can you talk about, like, don't do the Microsoft sales for the Microsoft people, but just tell why this is important now that this is included together for people looking to make this investment.
Well, so before you had to buy, you have your Microsoft 365 license, and then, okay, great, I want to use Copilot, so that's yet another license that I lay down, and then, I have all these problems going on here. I can't really use my license the way that I want to. I have to buy this yet another license to lock everything down, and what's more, I had to license everybody in my company. So if I have, that's quite a chunk of change. So what Microsoft has said, okay, we admit, we fully accept that by adding Copilot from Microsoft 365 into your environment, you may have some security risks that you didn't know you had before. So we are going to, if you have Copilot from Microsoft 365 licenses, we are going to say, SharePoint Advanced Management is now available for everyone in your environment. So what it means is that you can now release Microsoft 365 into your environment, at the same time have all of the security and governance that SAM gives you with no additional cost. So your cost up front is just your Microsoft 365 license and your Copilot, and that's it.
Yeah. And which is enormous. Again, that's the big news here. It's a huge deal.
And we had people who were not using Copilot who just said, "Oh, you know what? This security concern is too much. We're done. We're not going to do it at all." And then you have things like shadow IT happening. You have people who say, "Okay, well, we won't use Copilot, but we're going to use ChatGPT," and I guarantee you they're signing up for a free ChatGPT or a Gronk or something like that, where the things that they are asking are then going to be added into the future training model, and essentially releasing what could be company intellectual property out in the wild. You don't want that. So keeping it inside Copilot, allowing your users to use Copilot and use the things that they want to use within your environment, just makes you more secure.
Right. Now, one thing to note is SAM does a ton, right? And so it's the conjunction between Copilot for M365 and SAM is very important. Don't get us wrong. But there's a lot else that SAM is included with SAM. This being Spark short, let's truncate this a little bit. But Matt, give us one or two of your favorite features included in SAM that is just mind-blowing to an old school SharePoint guy like yourself.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is lifecycle management. It find the sites that haven't been touched in a certain amount of time, and then either archive them or alert somebody or something like that. That's big. That we had to script that before, and so that's a big deal. The other thing inside of this is going to be the ability just to lock down a site. So if I security model something out and I don't want people sharing outside of that security model, the ability to lock that site down is a big deal.
So in closing, we at Sparkhound, like I said in the beginning, have been beating the SAM drum since it was announced when talking about Copilot for M365 preparedness. So let's kind of, in closing, talk a little bit about what Sparkhound does in these situations. Because Copilot for M365, look, it works out the box and it works great. There's not much to implementing if customers come to us and they say, I want help with Copilot for 365. But what we do is we have leveraged SAM and a couple of other things to get people ready. So maybe, Matt, for people who are ready to go with Copilot for M365, they talk to you, they talk to Sparkhound. Where are we starting with them?
You give away the secret sauce here, Alex. So where do we start? We start with the data access governance reports, and we run them first. They usually take 2 or 3 days to actually compile, but that's where we start. We take a look at where we're oversharing, where we can do some lockdown, make sure we go over with people. All right, these sites are shared and you're not. These sites are sensitive that you have pointed out. Maybe we take care of those first with access policies and things like that, so that when you release Copilot from Microsoft 365 into your environment, you're ready.
I love it. So we can help you get started. Give us a shout at Sparkhound. But SAM, a part of Copilot for 365, enormous. Thanks, Matt.
Where's my camera? There it is. Yay!